Okay, this is week 1 of the Professional Draft League, or PDL, singles league, and I said I was going to do this. The first 3 weeks have already been played, so I'll be doing these like post the games, of course. Hopefully the first 2 will be shorter, just because I'm gonna go straight into the team that I built after like just showing the matchup here, and also my voice is not doing so great right now, and I don't really want to talk much because still recovering from being sick, but yeah. Hopefully the third one would be a short video in general, but it should be longer than these 2 because I'll go more in depth about the matchup and how I made the team, since it's more recent and it'll be like up to date and whatever. But yeah, this is the matchup right here, now against Psionical, who's a SMOGON mod, who I think used to play in more tours but doesn't really do so now. They've got a really strong team, and there's a big sort of power gap between our Terra captains. So Terra captains in the league are restricted Terras, so you have your 2 Terra caps that are between it's like 9 points and less, and you get to pick 3 different Terra types for them, obviously the first one being a stab Terra type. So on Metacham I've got fighting and then dark and fairy. Dark because it's a move to actually hit ghosts, since Metacham can't do that, and fairy just because that's good in general, and it was also good to have sort of fairy Terra Blast in a lot of games. And then I have Sceptile with Unburden. Sceptile was more so picked up because I needed that speed tier really, and I mean it can definitely do cool things with Terra Unburden, so yeah. Now Psionical's got Reverum and Articuno Galar, who are both quite strong and can both come to this matchup, which was very annoying to deal with. And I mean, alongside Meowscarada, which it's one of those that I describe as like draft mons. I mean, obviously these are all draft mons, but I mean, like, there are certain mons which are just always good in draft, and they have like these standard sets which will never ever be bad, like you know, Iron Treads, that's a draft mon, like that's like the epitome of a draft mon. Meowscarada, that's a draft mon, like those, like even more so than like, you know, Great Tusk could be like, yeah, Tusk maybe in general is better, but I feel like in draft Treads and Meowscarada and mons like that just tend to perform much better. So yeah, and then you also have Terrapagos and Spectrier, the fraud but also annoying horse, and then Keldeo, which does really good damage into the team. And I mean, the problem is that everything overwhelms Slowking, which has to do a lot in this game. You know, it has to take hits from Keldeo, it has to take hits from Terrapagos, probably from Articuno Galar as well, and Articuno can Terra, and that Terra can be like Fairy or Steel, or even just Flying Hurricane. Reverum has, you know, Terra Poison, which is strong, but I feel like Ground or Water are more likely to come. And with web support, that's going to be hard to deal with. And Landorus T is also just a pain. Like even though I have a pullback Excalibur, Landorus T can still come with a Yachi Berry, you know, or like with like a Choice Scarf, Stone Edge, or Hammer Arm, or whatever. But anyways, I said this was going to be short, but I've already talked more than enough. So here's the team that I built. I went with a mixed defense Slowking, which was, I can't remember the calcs right now, and I don't think I will look back on them, but this was able to take you know, like a lot of stored powers from Articuno, like even if it's boosted, it was able to take, I think, +2 Gunk Shot from Reverie. If it's like just adamant and not item boosting. You can take obviously EQ from Landorus, and I think it kind of hits from Masquerada as long as it's not banded. So yeah, the main aim is just to T-wave those faster guys, and Scald on Landorus and things like Reverie, and sort of just like try to status them to neuter them, like either T-wave Reverie so that it can't outspeed with shift gear, or Scald Reverie, and if Reverie does try to set up on Slowking, eventually it becomes more in your favor to burn than to not burn. Psychic Noise, because that's got into Keldeo, and it prevents things like Landers from healing if it comes in, or even Articuno if it's like some sort of lefty set. And then Mandibuzz was mainly Split F because this was my Spectre check. So I think the calc was I needed a Black Glasses foul play to break the sub, because I anticipated Spectre being Wisp in this game. So even if I was burnt, then foul play with Black Glasses is able to break the sub, and also it just does a lot of damage in general to Articuno, to Landorus, to Reverie. Like if they try to set up, then they'll just end up killing themselves because of how high their attack stats will be. And then Toxic just put things on a timer, and then you turn for pivoting and roost. And I think I had minus speed 0 to always to like guarantee the slow pivot. And then I had Iron Treads. I think this set, I mean obviously this is like the speed that I needed just to outspeed, was it Articuno? Articuno's base 95 speed, right? I think it is. But I can knock off items. I think I was able to take I kind of want to say I was able to take EQ from Landorus as long as it wasn't boosted, but I might be lying to myself. I think it was also just like I can I think because obviously I didn't go max attack here, like I put the HP for a reason. It was either for that or some sort of Keldeo calc or Masquerada calc, just so I could switch in one time, right? And obviously I have boots so that I ignore the webs and can spin them away if they do decide to bring Ariados, and get my rocks up, because Articuno doesn't like rocks, Landorus doesn't like rocks, it forces Terrapagos to spin. So yeah, and I have Weezing Galar. Weezing Galar was my Masquerada answer basically, like just max HP, max defense. I had Will-O-Wisp, but in case they ran like Taunt or Reverie, then I have Clear Smog for it. And obviously if it stays Steel, then that doesn't do anything, but like if it changes Terra type, then I can always get rid of its stat boosts. And then Pain Splint just for recovery, and Helmet to force Helmet just to chip things. And then I had a Baxcalibur, which was Jolly 297 to outspeed. What was it? It was to outspeed. Oh, to Terrapagos. Yeah, Terrapagos 295. So it was for that. And then Skill Shot and Icicle Spear. So I always thought that the first hit on Terrapagos like would be the resisted one, and then the shell would break. But no, it's like even if I get 5 hits, then every single hit on the Icicle Spear or Scale Shot is actually resisted, which I don't know if I learned that before the game or like during the game, I don't know, but it's still pretty good here. Even Reverie, which resists both Dragon and Ice, doesn't want to switch into it because of just how strong Baxcalibur is, and I mean nothing else does resist like both those stabs, so yeah. And then Ice Shard, just in case Landorus is Scarf, then I can get that priority off, and also good into Masquerada, which you know, could be Scarf as well. And then last thing I had Ogreborn Hearthflame. So Ogreborn Hearthflame was Ivy Cudgel and Superpowered because it's Mold Breaker, so it can break through Terrapagos's shell, and Ivy Cudgel was just really good damage here. It's faster than Keldeo, so Horn Leech is really strong as well, and none of the Terra types can resist both stabs at once, so that's always good. And I had Encore just in case anything wanted to set up in front of me, like a common Terrapagos or a Spin Terrapagos, or like a Spectre that wants to sub up or something. Even like or even like a Reverum that Terra Walters and then wants to like shift gear or whatever. I mean, actually, no, that wouldn't happen because I'm already faster, so Encore would just fail. But yeah, whatever. Let's get into the game. So here's the game. They did in fact bring both of their Terra captains, but they didn't bring webs, so it's most likely gonna be a case of predicting which one is gonna Terra and gonna set up. So here I think I assumed that they would lead with Meowscarada or Landorus, because either or could be Scarf, or Landorus could just want to get rocks up, or you know, Meowscarada could even be Sash, Spikes, or whatever. I feel like I can't remember what I led, but it might have just been Weezing, just because it does well into both of them, and I had Levitate for Landorus T, and yeah, I think it was either that or maybe I led Mandibuzz or Ogerpon. No, I don't think I would have led Mandibuzz. Maybe Ogerpon, just because Meowscarada can't outright Ogre me, and if he does lead Landorus, then I can always switch into Weezing. But yeah, okay, so it was Weezing galore, and yeah, they brought in the Landorus. I think I Wisped here, but they taunted, which is, you know, good from them. Good lead. I think I just Strange Steam, and I mean, I think that shows that it wasn't like, you know, that bulky, and Strange Steam is just good. Bring in my Slowking because I'm like, okay, I need to T-Wave this ASAP, but it reveals to be Screens or Takuna galore, which means that Reverum is their, like, you know, the Terra captain they're actually gonna Terra, and they immediately bring it, and I Chilly Reception on their U-turn. I think I bring in Treads, and I was like, okay, let me just spin once and then see what Terra it is. But they switched out, which meant that, you know, I thought of it at the time. I was like, wait, does that mean that they're a Terra that is weak to ground because they don't want to get EQ'd? But then I don't know, I didn't trust that it would be poison, because water or ground still felt like they were better options to me. And I thought, okay, maybe they just didn't want to set up and, you know, exhaust their Terra early. So I just spun. I got rid of the rocks, and I got my own rocks up. They brought in Meowscarada to knock off, which, you know, I don't care too much about my boots anyways. Bring in Landorus T. I think I knock off Landorus T's Yachi Berry, so that's, you know, Baxcalibur even more free now. And I immediately bring in Baxcalibur, and I think I just SD'd here. They missed Stone Edge, which is, oh no, I Icicle Spirit, and just to get the kill. Which, yeah, I got lucky with the Stone Edge miss there. They're bringing in Terrapagos. I think I SD'd here because so I did think this was the Terra Starstormed, and I thought that Icicle Spear was gonna kill, or just do a lot anyways, but no, all 5 hits are resisted, so that sucked. So that was Baxcalibur dying early for no reason, and then I brought in Treads just to spin one small, even though I did think that they might have Earth Power, but I think that was definitely a misplay for me, because Treads should not have died that early in this game, like, because that frees up Reverum much more, and I lose my knockoff on Articuno Galaris, like, which I think it still had, yeah. And just standard plays here. I immediately go into Ogre Pawn because I'm like, oh okay, I can encore a screen, but I just Ivy Cudgel, and they get fully parried, which is fortunate again. They only managed to get a reflect off, but I think I go Slow King here and I T-Wave. Maybe I should have Scalded just to, you know, chance the burn, but I got very lucky again here because Gunk Shot +2, Gunk Shot +1, no, I don't know. So Gunk Shot +1 didn't kill with Terra Poison, unless, I can't remember what item they were. I think maybe it did kill because her item was like something like Life Orb, I think. Yeah, I got very fortunate here, and I just Signalized, and I think they got full parried again. Yeah, I was very bailed out by T-Wave by Slow King here. So yeah, they taunt the Slow King. I can't check exception, but I go to Mandibuzz immediately, and the Reflect is gone. And I did EV my Mandibuzz to live a +2 like Draining Kiss from Spectre. So I foul play, it crits, and it reveals I have weakness policy, and they're bulky as hell because that crit only did 68%. Obviously, I'm lucky again that I did crit, and look at how much that foul play like did. Yeah, look at how much that foul play did. Like, actually, I don't know. I think they did say after that. From 82%, Spectre would have actually lived if I didn't crit, because they would have been on 100%, and that would have put it just out of range of my foul play black glasses. I can't remember. I'll check the roll when I edit the video. But yeah, just lucky again. Like, this is why I didn't want to do this game, and then just to Salt in the Wounds. Masquerade misses triple axel, and I get to win 4-0 instead of 3-0. So yeah, all in all, I didn't play well, and I mean, I literally, you know, said sorry a few times, and I said that was some bullshit. You know, no, I don't want to win like that, but it happened, and I mean, like when I click T-Wave, I know T-Wave is a move where you are hoping for para when you click it, but like, I was clicking it in the sense of, okay, your speed is halved, so now my Pokemon can kill, because it can add speed and kill. But obviously, you know, there's a full para aspect of it as well, even though that's not my intention. But either way, this is why I didn't want to post this game, but we'll do it now just because I think it's still cool to show like the singles side alongside the Natdex side. But yeah, I can guarantee that week 2 and week 3 were not you know, hacks central. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.